Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. You are tuning into the Goldylocks Productions presentation of the Spiritual Insight Show with Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I'm Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm very excited and happy and pleased to be back with each and every one of you in the Sacred Circle this Sunday evening, December 6th. So we didn't have a show last week due to the Thanksgiving in the United States. We had our Thanksgiving holidays. And so I hope that each of you in the United States that did celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope that you had a very peaceful, calm, Thanksgiving experience. So I know that we most definitely had a much, let me just say this, a much smaller celebration than we usually do. All right. So anyway, but it was still nice. It was very good. Even though we missed some family members we couldn't get together with, it was still, face to face. We did, whether it was phone or, video, we could still, be close to our family and loved ones. So I'd just like to mention my website, whitesagewoman.com. And I know I'm going to refer back to this soon as well, because I do have a special events page on there. I do have a class. It's not really a class. It's a special event on Saturday the 12th, on 12/12 at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. This is to help prepare everyone for the energies that's coming in on the 21st, on our winter solstice. And so to find out more about that, you can go to my website, look under special events, and it's the 12/12 event. Okay, so yay. All right. So welcome, Maureen. Hello, Teresa, Wendy, and Sarah, and Ruth. Hello, Ruth. So Ruth Saltman has joined Goldylocks Productions, and her show debut is Thursday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So check out her show, The Transformational Soul Show. You will most definitely enjoy her new show and everything that she has to offer. So really excited to have her on board with us with Goldylocks Productions. And so yay, welcome Ruth on this side. Ruth came to the golden side. Oh, Star Wars Day today. We had Star Wars movies on, so kind of funny. So come to the gold side, Ruth, yay! And any others who feel you need to come over. So, all right. Let me get that out, right? So, today, St. Nick's Day, St. Nicholas Day. Gosh, I remember I've always raised my sons we celebrated St. Nick's Day, but it was, they also knew about Santa Claus, St. Nicholas. It was really the spirit of giving, and so it wasn't an actual person. I didn't tell them that whole, what is that, mythology or just that fairy tale, which is not, that fairy tales aren't bad, but I just never had misled them or led them to believe that Santa Claus was the person that was coming and leaving presents. And so I was like, it's in the spirit of, the giving and the receiving, the whole thing, and we had fun with it. And so when they were growing up, St. Nick's Day on the 6th was just for stockings. The stockings, they had to leave a note of gratitude, things that they were grateful for, not like Thanksgiving, but it was a little different. And they had to leave that in the stocking. And if they left things that they were grateful for on St. Nick's Day, then they got a little just a little present or two and some treats in their stocking. It was stocking only. And so that was just kind of something fun to do, but it was all in the spirit of giving and receiving, and just how that is important every day, not just certain times of the year. So that was just something fun. So today is St. Nick's Day. Happy St. Nick's Day for those that celebrate. I don't even know about it, right? It's like, what? Anyway, I know. Woo! Hello, Linda. How are you? How are you? Yes, Ruth. Yes, you are very excited. We're excited about your new show, too. So, and it is on the website, the Goldylocks Productions website, under show schedule. You can see that her show is up there, and you can get to her website link as well to find out some more. So, hello, everyone joining. And so, wow, my goodness. I'm sorry. I feel a little, today I sat and it was very beautiful, open platform, spiritualist type of Sunday circle. And so it was just very nice. I'll do that from time to time, for it's a spiritualist church, but it's in the UK. And so a lot of the spiritualist churches are having online, or even churches are just having online now get-togethers and gatherings, since you can't do this in person. And so it's been a long time since I've physically been to a spiritualist church, but it was really, I love these online platforms, and I like this particular one. But my Sunday morning actually started off with me. My church was outside in the morning, even though it's so cold here in Connecticut. Was outside, with the birds, with nature, with, ooh, it's cold, but I'm giving gratitude. And so that's what I was laughing. It's like, okay, so here's how I start this off. But I start off every morning with it, but it's just kind of cute. So, and it's very important to just get back to, or not get back to, but just make sure that we are connecting every day with every living being, with nature, with the animals, okay? And that kind of thing. It's very important to do that. And it's helps keep us focused on what is really important, because sometimes until we can get that mind chatter under command, we just get on this loop sometimes, right? To where we're almost like in a zombie state, not paying attention to the beauty and the life that's all around us, and we're so concentrated, or maybe worried or concerned about issues, whether it's really happening within us or things we're scared of that hasn't even happened and probably never will. We just go off into this other place that can sometimes be not very healthy for us, and that we ignore all the beauty in the life and the messages that is around us every day. So, Ruth, it's awesome to teach your kids about giving. My daughter and my 3-year-old granddaughter, Charlotte, are having a toy drive to collect toys for children at the Texas Children's Hospital. Charlotte is only 3, and she gets so excited shopping for these kids. It's so refreshing to see her more excited about giving than focusing on what she's getting. Absolutely, Ruth. Absolutely. Hello, Melissa. When my sons and I homeschooled them, and so we did a lot of schooling. We did a lot of unschooling as well, which is life issues. This is what life really is. You took them shopping. We visited parks. We visited all sorts of things. We just had fun. They learned life skills, which is, what that you would think that your kids should be learning, right? And so it's but they when we, and my husband being military, we had moved around. So when one place we were in was in Georgia, and I had wanted to volunteer, and I looked for certain places to volunteer within our community, because even though that whole socializing thing with homeschooling is such a crazy phrase, it's such a crazy even idea or thought, because every homeschool kid that I met, there's homeschool groups, we volunteer, we do so much stuff, and then because of the military. We're active with the military families as well. They're the most socialized kids I've ever met. But what type of socialization is it? If it's just hanging out with no direction, if trouble happens. But if your kids are directed, there you go. As far as just say, hey, let's do this. And so we found it, whatever you want to believe with American Red Cross. American Red Cross accepted them as volunteers. They were the only charity at that time that would allow me to bring the kids with them. And so they were the youngest American Red Cross volunteers. And then they had a picture taken with the oldest gentleman who was volunteering for 50 years. So it's so neat to have that picture of the youngest and then the oldest. And so, but they learned a lot about, the giving, and we were on the disaster action team and they came with us. So we responded to house fires, to people that were in need. And so they saw how just all it took was just something to burn your house down and you have nothing. And so in that giving back, and the community did too. There was organizations that made blankets for kids, that made teddy bears, we got really involved with all of this. And even my sons learned to sew. I taught them how to sew. They sewed pillows for the kids. And so it is very important, and the kids know this. And I love that you did that, Ruth, because that you and your daughter are doing that with your granddaughter, because kids know that and they understand. And when we have that heart-to-heart connection with people, it's just so beautiful. I think kids get that. They understand. They know that. And it's just so beautiful. Remember how I said before, sometimes, so what does being an adult and growing up mean? That we become more self-absorbed in our own issues, whereas a child's like, la, 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 love everything, love everyone, and just, hi, how can I help you? And just totally, and it's like, oh, it's so beautiful. Don't lose that. Don't lose that. Oh my goodness. All right. So Amy, hello for me. And Julian says to tell you he's my son. Hello, Julian. Hello. Thank you so much for watching and for saying hello, Julian. Oh, that's so great. And Amy, I know that you are a very good mother too with your son, with Julian, and even though we're guardians of our children, and that's it. We don't own another being. We don't own them, right? And so it's really beautiful. We're just here to guide them. And I see that you are doing that. So it's so beautiful. Life school. Yes. Hi, Kimberly. Yes, to be childlike. And so we must always remember to have that connection. When you're a child, you're closer to God, to source, to creator, and to that divine love. And then what happens? We all can kind of, this is where we went off track. We had to adult. Which is, come on, the reality. But the thing is that anything that takes you away from being kind to others, to understanding the giving and the receiving energy in that powerful energy of giving and receiving, and that we can have joyful lives. When you understand that that's where magic is, and somehow we lose that magic when we start putting, I wouldn't say others' needs, but we really have, society has given us or set up, or we have followed unrealistic goals for our soul, for each of us as spiritual beings, and it's when you forget your dreams, or when you don't even know what it's like to dream, or you're not doing anything that's bringing you joy, and you're not following your passion, we should question why. And is it really that important? And this is where disease comes in. Disease. when we force ourselves to do something we're not happy with. And when we force ourselves to do something, you're saying that the reason that you're doing it is more important than you. This is that energy exchange. This is what happens energetically. And so we must know, I am very important. I am here to make a difference and to help everyone. And we are in very powerful times right now. And so, yeah. And it's we're seeing a lot happening. And it's yeah. Let me get some water here. Stay hydrated, everyone. Drink lots of water. We have a lot of light coming into this earth plane. Whew, a lot more light that is filling our bodies, healing our DNA, a light in our blood. And so we need to stay hydrated, drink lots of water, because this light is helping us to purge. Excuse me. All right. So when you think about heaviness and lightness, ascension is light, 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 light. Well, when we have all this baggage of third dimensional crap, it makes us very heavy. And it's kind of like, okay, so we're in an airplane. Oh my gosh, we're sagging down too low. We got to just offload some stuff. Offload. We've seen plenty of movies like that, right? But really, this is how we are. Energetically, is just like, we are becoming lighter. And many of us are realizing, I just don't need this in my life anymore. Whether it's offloading a job that's making you stressful, even people, things. We're still purging physical, materialistic things that we just don't need anymore in our home, going through boxes and boxes and getting rid of things. And it just needs to be ongoing, but you'd be surprised how much stuff you can accumulate, right? And I thought we did really good because we had to move so much that we don't allow ourselves to keep things, but you'll be surprised you do, especially the longer you stay in one place. Hello, Anna. Welcome, dear. And so if it has to be packed in a box and you haven't seen it in years, why are we holding on to it? For what reason? And so this is even your house breathing, your home breathing, right? It's let's get rid of it so that your house can breathe, that your sacred space can breathe, right? And it's we just recently, before Thanksgiving, we had our living room needed to be redone. When we moved in like 15 years ago, we painted the living room, and that was about it. So it needed to be completely remodeled, repainted, everything. And so we did that. We took the time and did that. And I can tell you that not everything that went out, not everything that went back in. We're like, we want it to breathe. We want it to be open and airy, and we got rid of a lot of things. This is like, we don't need to have it. It does, Linda. Yes, it does weigh you down. Energetically, it weighs you down. It really does. And this is I don't know how many of you are familiar with feng shui, with that Chinese way of living. It's not just for who say, oh, it's for decorating. It's not. It's a way of living. It's living in harmony with the land. And even those that you have paperwork everywhere, or maybe you have file cabinets, or you have piles of paper, and these things also energetically weigh you down. Anything with paper, really, like business or money or financial, they shouldn't just be in piles everywhere. It needs to be organized. And even if you have files, you need to go through and clear old files out, and so it's just that whole recycling of energy, or making sure the energy isn't stagnant in any place. And so closets, but we feel it though. I think when we start to feel like we're getting pulled down within our own home, we'll do that automatically. Well, let's just go in. I'm going to tear my closet out. I mean, if you've just done that, and I'm just going to tear this out and get rid of a lot of stuff. And then you feel better. And it's like, oh yeah, this feels great. And then just to make sure that, you don't do this all over again. I heard this really cute quote, but I don't know who said it or this statement really. But it was like, isn't it interesting how you spend the first 50 years collecting stuff, and the next 50 offloading it. And I'm like, oh, wow. That is so wild. Now, that's given us 100-year lifespan. But even if you, which a lot of us can live a little bit longer now. But so if you even want to take it to 80s, and we spent the first 40 years collecting stuff, and then the last 40. But I feel like we're really going to extend our life cycle here. But anyway, right? It's like we get halfway through our life, and it's like, I'm done collecting. How much more stuff do I need? I'm done. I'm getting rid of the stuff. Whether you sell it, because some of the collectibles can be expensive. Whether you sell it and just get rid of them, And there's a lot of apps and places where you can sell your stuff now. So very, very easy to do. Hello, Robin. I forgot about you. Forgot about me. I'm kidding, Robin. I'm surprised you remember what day it is. It was like, what day is this? I don't know what day, what month. Oh my gosh, 2020 is almost over. It's, yeah, here we go. And this is where we're feeling the time slip too. So I wonder, how are you feeling too, even within your bodies, or just you noticing anything? And I've been noticing just getting into December, my eyes, and it's not that they're having a hard time focusing, but I feel like they're trying to adjust to the light. Because the sun's different. We're starting to get light in from other stars. And there's more different light rays coming onto this earth plane. So how many of you have started to feel, I've just noticed in the last week that it's so weird. It's like my eyes are trying to focus on this new light, or it's like my eyes are trying to readjust. And I can't really articulate it. I just know that it's part of, oh, this is really strange. I'm starting to see some stuff here, And I can see energy, but when I'm and I ask when and when not to see it, because it would drive you crazy seeing grids, lines, ley lines, seeing energy, seeing all this all the time. And I only let's bring it forward for healing sessions. But other than that, it's like, oh, Melissa, you notice it too. Your eyes are too, yeah, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's like, I'm supposed to get our eyes checked, our eye appointment in, and it's like my angelic committees. This is like, just wait. Don't do it right now. Just wait. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that we're not misdiagnosed, or they tell us to do something or give us a prescription that we don't need. And so, double vision too, Linda. Yeah, some of that. So it's like, wow. So think about this, though. If we're going to have all these different lights coming in, it is going to affect our vision, right? And so let me go back and see some of these comments. Beautiful. Okay, Melissa, time is slipping. Yeah, it is. We talked about that. Linda, don't you have a birthday coming up? I don't know. Do I? Linda, well, I have a Steinmeier right now. Yes. Or the floaters, floaters. But there is floater eye drops, and they actually work really good. And it's from Baar.com, BAAR.com, Baar.com. They sell a lot of the Edgar Casey formulas. And so I like to shop from them, but I was happy to find that they have an actual floater eye drop, and for eye floaters, and it works. And so, because at first I was sitting there going, is it this? And I'm just like, no, it's completely different. It's so wild. So we're all noticing it, right? And then the ringing in the ears and the hearing. Robin, I'm glad you said something about that, the hearing loss. Because there's times, my husband's even like, are you deaf? He's like, what? Are you going deaf? but it's almost like it's muffled, like, you know, it's almost like you're hearing something underwater or you're hearing something muffled, and is it different vibrations, is it different frequencies we're tuning into? And so it's the ring in the ears or something's really muffled, and it's like, oh, you know, I gotta pop my ears. It's this is good stuff that we're noticing, and we're sharing this, right? Sarah, my eyes get fuzzy at times. Yes, yeah. And so it's very important that when we're experiencing this, to journal it, to make notation of it, and to I feel everyone in the circle just doesn't go running to the doctors for every little thing, because a lot of this stuff will just, you'll find that it just dissipates or it changes, you know, and so it's this is all part of the DNA restructuring, our blood getting lighter, restructuring, and so just the water in our bodies, everything is just becoming lighter, and it's so beautiful. Even though it doesn't feel very beautiful, it feels like, what the heck, you know? Let's see, Linda. Well, now you're talking about things that happened to me as well, right? But this is why we do this. We have this sharing, right, Robin? This is why. I mean, Linda, we're talking about this is because everyone is going through. We all are having this stuff, and be very careful too, as we are. Our bodies are purging, right? How we're physically getting rid of things that aren't needed for us, like and even on a soul level, like, I don't want to be around these types of energies. Your body is taking care. Your bodies know how to naturally heal if we don't get in its way. Well, it is really fast tracking now with it. Okay, so be very careful. Over the counter items, if you know, try not to. Okay, we just have to be very careful with our interaction with chemicals. Let me just say it that way. All right? And it's not natural and chemical-wise. We need to just rethink that. All right, especially now. It's very important. Now, how many of you, too, your skin's getting more sensitive? Have you noticed that if you have certain clothes on that you start itching? Let me tell you something. I used to love fleece living in the north here where it gets really cold. I put fleece on and I'm itching. And I'm like, I've got a pile of fleece I'm getting rid of. I'm like, I can't wear this. I just want to wear cotton, or it has to be a nice polyester blend. I don't want this stuff against my skin anymore. How many of you are noticing you're being very careful what you even put on clothes-wise or what's against your skin? I'm waiting for hemp and clothing to be a little bit more affordable, right? And widely available to start wearing that. Although hemp really in clothing is a very scratchy material, they have to come up with this technology of blending it with cotton. And Levi jeans did do that recently. So they have came out, now they're of course they're expensive. They come out with Levi's, the first ones jean wise to do this with a blend of hemp and cotton. So how many of us too are just making sure that everything we're putting on our skin now, our skin's even telling us, I don't want this, take this off. Okay. You know, right? Oh, Robin, I do not go to doctors and absolutely no other things help. Plus, I've been in the dentist in 23 years. Yeah, you know what? Yes. Okay. This is all I'm going to say is about dentists is that I've had some people that have had, when you look at, and there's dental charts about how each tooth and the nerves and everything is related to the rest of your body. I'm telling you, you'll never want to go to a dentist again. I'm like, you know, so I haven't been to one in a while either. After one messed me up and then I healed from it, and I'm like, I'm not going back. I'm like, I'll take care of my own teeth. They could all fall out. I'm like, I love my teeth, but I'm not putting the rest of my body through all of it. So let's see. Sarah, it seems like I crank the TV up at night. Then when I have to leave the room, come back in the room, I think, dang, that's loud. That's funny, Sarah. I know, right? But it's not like all the time. It's like suddenly it's just like, you know, you're hearing something from far away from you. That's why I was like under the water, how you try to hear something or like it's muffled. Teresa, my skin is so dry. Girl, Teresa, let me tell you, I've going through so many different natural lotions. I feel like I'm having to reapply it. Usually it's the best time is like after shower, your skin is still moist, or shower or bath, right? That's they say, oh, put some good lotion on, some natural stuff, some shea butter. And it's like, I'm putting it on so thick, and I'm telling you that usually would last me all day. I'm having to do it a couple times a day. It's like, oh my gosh, forget it, and it's all right. So, oh, yeah. Wendy, yes, please, are itchy for me too. Yeah, right? Clothes feel heavy to me. Yep. I personally like flannel, 100% cotton. Yes, I do too. And flannel sheets, I tell you what, I get the best night's sleep on flannel sheets. You keep the room cold, put flannel sheets on, sleep like a baby, like a happy baby. But yeah, I can't do the fleece against me anymore. And so my skin is really dry. I see we're noticing all this. Just pay attention. Right, Robin? I cannot find a good lotion. The lotion I use does not work now. And so, yeah, so then it's time to switch. I've also heard, too, that it's good to switch different lotions. It's not, even face creams, not good to use the same thing all the time, to switch different brands. So I personally like Alba, Jessica Alba's line. She has some great face creams. They're very light, but they help moisturize your face. That for face I found is really good. And I like to use organic shea butter, something with vitamin E in it, coconut oil. I've just put coconut oil into my hands and just rubbed it. I mean, it just absorbs so quick, doesn't it? So it's just use some natural, just make sure that it's natural, whatever you're using, and just keep reapplying. So Kimberly, I soak in the bathtub with olive oil or grapeseed oil. It helps a lot. Yep. Olive oil, I would be careful with certain olive oils, but grapeseed oil is very good for you. Absolutely. But olive oil, yeah. So that's good. That's good. Twice a week. There you go. Twice a week. That's good. Egyptian cotton sheets are the best. Oh, they are? Yeah, Wendy, those are nice. I'm going to have to try that. Coconut oil. Yes. Thank you. I feel like I look 100 years old right now. Oh, Robin, stop it. No, you don't. But we can feel that way as far as, our bodies are changing, and we feel that. And don't we feel like we're getting, just this is just something kind of funny observation. Like how we watch these movies or these shows, and it's like the older people are always so cranky about everything, right? And don't you start to feel like you're getting cranky about, the clothes that we're wearing, the food that we're eating, and is it hot in here? Is it cold in here? That kind of thing. But it's what's happening to all of us, regardless how old you are. Is my skin dry? Too funny, right? But we're all going through this, and so we're all feeling it. But yes, my skin feels itchy. It's like, oh, I just can't put enough lotion on. So it's this is great. So we're sharing it, and everyone is going through this, and it's like, oh, okay, great. It's not just me. I'm not losing my mind. And so so pay attention, because we are changing, and like I said, just everything, and even our eating habits are changing. And so I think I've mentioned a lot since the end of October. So now it's 6 weeks. I'm 6 weeks dairy free, and I feel fantastic. And what's happened too is that I'm almost vegetarian, but I'm almost vegan. Almost. There's just a little bit of meat. It's in, and if I do, it's either my husband makes such a good chicken soup. Oh, but he's gonna start making vegetable soup for me. But it's either chicken or it's just a little beef. But even my proportion for meat is like the size of your palm. But I'm getting away from it. I don't even want it anymore. And it's It's, yeah, and there is so many products out there now, vegan replacements to meat, other options in dairy. And oh my gosh, I feel lighter. I feel lighter. It's exactly how I feel. Just from non-dairy, just from going dairy free, I feel so much lighter. Now, I also tell you that there is an allergy, a milk allergy, whether it's lactose intolerant or just an allergy that goes in my paternal side of the family and myself, and even my sons have it. And so, when we would consume, I knew that if anything that I ate that had dairy in it, it would swell up my intestines. It caused inflammation. I would be miserable. What happens then is you get this indigestion. And then it isn't interesting how we've been taught, whether it's commercials on TV or whatever. Oh, you have this indigestion? Pop this, pop this. No, stop. We need to ask, where is this coming from? So I knew I was recognizing, man, every time after I eat, I feel like I am blowing up. And what's going on? What am I eating? And then I start dissecting and pulling it apart of what am I eating? What am I consuming? And when I took dairy off that, wow, I could tell within a week how much better I was feeling. And now it's like, yay, I've also noticing week 6 now, my sinuses, less mucus buildup. Now, all our bodies have mucus. We have good mucus. I mean, it's like we have good mucus, bad mucus, good bacteria, bad bacteria, right? It's finding that balance. But any excess mucus is draining. And because the dairy products do cause mucus, excess mucus. So, wow, awesome. So, Robin, yes, wondering if my inflammation is from food. And you have to, what food is setting you off? You have to experiment and figure out. And so it's, it's interesting how we, it's always said that if you introduce something new when you want to consume something new or introduce something new, do it one at a time. The same thing is with removing it. So you can easily identify what it is, right? So that's why it's like, I'm going to start off with non-dairy first. And interesting, when I did that, I mean, there's delicious butter. I thought I was going to have a hard time with butter and cheese. Oh, no. There's great butter substitutes, cheese substitutes. And I'm just like, oh, I can do this. Yeah. Creamers. Oh, absolutely. Delicious almond and coconut blend. Oh, coconut. Yeah, so good. Coconut milk blend. And it's like I would have left this in the dust a long time ago. The dairy-free ice creams, they do have ice cream. But we get so used to these terms, right? But there is, for those that, there's, and I want to be careful how much, nut substitute as well. Like almond, there's really great products for like almond milk ice cream, so to speak. Like whether it's almond or cashew nut is really good. Or it's called Oatly ice cream. Even though there's like really no cream, but we identify with that. And that is really good. You can kind of get the hint. You have to like oats. You kind of get the hint of oats, but in the flavoring, like strawberry, the vanilla. I like it. And so, but I don't like it all the time. But I have been finding too that if I substitute anything that I'm craving for like that, even with fruit, with an apple or some watermelon or cantaloupe, that I go to bed feeling light, not so heavy, because when we go to bed feeling heavy, we have a hard time sleeping, don't we? It does affect our sleep. If we go to bed feeling like we're bloated and inflamed and having a hard time, it's going to keep us awake. We're going to have a hard time. Or we might fall asleep, but it's going to wake us back up. And I'm finding that when I'm going to bed feeling light, I I sleep good. I remember my dreams and astral travels, but they're becoming more vivid. They're becoming more like, wow, this is awesome. It's getting clearer and clearer. It's like I'm at the movies. Right? Ooh, Wendy. I eat very little dairy, very little gluten. They both. Yes, I actually thought all of my inflammation was from gluten. So I did I do have to note, I did take myself, I'm very conscious. We use gluten-free noodles. We use a lot of brown rice. And so, but if I want a pastry, I can eat it and not be in pain. It's not a health issue, like I have to do it. I do it because I want to be careful how much, try to keep it into moderation, right? But if I bake myself, if I'm making something and I do that, I'm having fun with all these recipes, if I bake, I will make sure that whatever it is gluten-free. And for Thanksgiving, I made this vegan pumpkin cake with a cream cheese that I put some cocoa in the cream in the dairy-free cream cheese. I put some cacao, some cocoa powder, right? And it mixed that up to give it a chocolate flavor and put it on this gluten-free pumpkin cake. It was really good. And then also made a vegan Bailey's Irish cream cheesecake. I loved cheesecake, but it would always hurt me. And I'm so happy to eat cheesecake now without it tearing me up. And it's just using the non-dairy cheese, cream cheese. They do have it. Yay! All right. And it was a hit. And, it was, if you didn't, and I'm going to tell you, hey, this is what you're eating. But if I didn't say anything, they wouldn't have noticed. My sons wouldn't have noticed. But, I said, hey, try this. I do this. Because they are that sensitive too with the dairy, but I wanted to show them that there's hope, because my youngest son too was like, I can't eat ice cream. I can't do this anymore. I have to be careful with my dairy. So they were excited too about it. So yay. Let's see. Sarah, you can make a cheese by using cashews. I want to try to make some. Yes. Yes, Sarah. There's my favorite butter is from cashews. It's a cashew butter. The way that this lady makes it, the brand, oh gosh, it starts with the M-Y, Myosho butter. It's a cashew butter with a little touch of sea salt. Oh, natural butter, what? I'm like, no. I would have kicked that to the curb a long time ago had I discovered the cashew butter. Yes, there's a lot of interesting things coming out now made with cashews, and I'm really intrigued by it, and it is delicious. So check them out, read the labels. A lot of grocery stores are just, this is beautiful. They're responding to the demands of society, and this is our demands. And I'm telling you, you think you don't have any say in what goes on. As a consumer, you most definitely do by what you buy. What you buy, what you don't buy. And so there you go. All right, that speaks louder than anything. That speaks volumes. And for when you have big brands that are switching over now too. And so that's why I was like, I have that really delicious butter, but they're Country Crock also is making plant-based butter now, and it's not bad at all. And so I think it's great that big companies are listening, and now there you go. But yes, I have seen there's a lot of smaller companies. I'm still learning. There's so much to learn and so much out there, and it's like, oh, this is so cool that this information is available for us where it wasn't 5-10 years ago. Wow, the vegetarians and vegans in the past, what they've really had to go through, right, to sustain themselves. And but they haven't. They've done it, and it's great. So yeah, I think more people too are growing your own fruits and vegetables, or growing your own vegetables. When we are just like, I think 2020 really taught us too. Not the fear of what if there's a food storage, but I want to be more hands-on with my food. I want to be more aware of what I'm consuming, where it's coming from. All right. So, Linnell, I like my non-dairy butter. He. Oh, Linnell, you are so creative. So you should give us the recipe, Linnell. We're all willing to try. Well, most of us anyway. Oh, so, excuse me. Stay hydrated. Ooh. Yes. And so here the non-dairy, it even has affected now. I'm to the point now, 6 weeks. I would always have a little piece of chocolate. You got to have chocolate. It keeps me out of jail. It keeps everyone alive. So, gotta have your chocolate. I know there's natural chocolate. But if I put in a big brand, and you know what I'm talking about, a big brand piece of chocolate in my mouth now, 5-10 minutes later, I feel it in my body. I get the indigestion. It's almost like my body doesn't want it. Just that little bit. And I'm like, okay, all right. So, the European, the cacao, the that's fine. So we really have to pay attention. What did I just eat? What did I just drink? How is my body? Does my body like this? Does my body not like this? All right. And so just paying attention. So Sarah, you can also use aqua faba as meringue for pies. Oh, that's from chickpea. Oh, Sarah, check you out. Buford, hi Buford. I like almond milk. Oh, nice. Kimberly, I always make pecan wedding pies for Christmas, and it has no milk in it. Ooh, that sounds so good, Kimberly. Ooh, you should share. You should share with us that recipes. And that's, you can go to Goldylocks Productions on Facebook. We have a group, we have a page, and it's Goldylocks with a Y. GOLDYLOCKS Productions on Facebook. We have a group page, and we have a group, private group, and then we have a public page, and that's where the shows are streaming, in which you're watching this right now. All right. And so if y'all want to share recipes, absolutely share recipes. Those watching YouTube, they're probably not going to, I think you're limited with how much you can share in the comments there. But you could always contact me through my website, and I would love to share this type of information. Even on my blog, I do, I am certified as an herbal consultant, with herbs, and I've always had this, I think we all have, right? This internal direction, this tuning fork, almost like into things that are natural for us. And so you want to share some recipes, you can contact me. You can email me through, contact me through my website. And I'd absolutely love to. I could share them in the groups. I could put them in the blog and share them. So it's, I love this. It's a way for us all to, learn from each other. So there you go. Let's see. Linnell. Biscoletta dark, pretty darn good. Okay, I have to check that out. Linda, Mexican hot cocoa. I've heard about that, but I was wondering about that. Yeah, okay. Let's see, Sarah. It's a liquid that's in the can of chickpeas. Oh, okay. Linnell, I almost missed the show. Got my Wi-Fi hooked up. Oh my! Yay, Linnell! I'm so glad you got it hooked up. Yay! And so, yes, Patty, thank you. You can find vegan recipes on YouTube. Absolutely, you can. And I like watching them. I even had to. We got a food processor, so I was like, even have to, let me watch how they even use this food processor correctly. And then the recipes that go with it, and it's like, oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, let's see. Linnell, my stepson does mushrooms like no other. He's been vegan for 8 months now. That's great. Mushrooms are very powerful. I do have now. What got me on this path is I started taking vegan protein shakes 11 years ago because I was on, 2008. I got off all my medications. 2008 is 12 years ago. And when I got off all my medications, you have to, when you take something away, put back in that's going to be healthy. I was slowly inserting a healthier lifestyle, taking the vegan shakes, and I did mess up, but not mess up. I had to learn. I was taking whey protein shakes. What's whey? What is whey made out of? Whey is got dairy in it, and I was like, well, I figured out very quickly because when you're uncomfortable. So I took that out and went to a vegan, vegetable-based protein shake. And I have been taking, now there's been different brands, but the same brand for about 10 years now. Then there was a couple of years of discovering, trying to figure out which one. But I use a lot of Nature Sunshine's products. And I love their vegan shakes. I have that in the morning time. And I add mushrooms. There's a My Immune with Nature Sunshine that has mushrooms. It has like a combination of 6, the powerful mushrooms. And it's in a powder. So I add mushrooms. I put frozen beets in. If you can find frozen diced beets, I put beets in. I put strawberries in because strawberries and beets together is a very delicious taste. Strawberry kind of diffuses the taste of the beets. And it gives your shake this really nice red color. I add a banana in there, and I use water, 8 ounces of water, and then I put all of this things in here. And so, I use black walnut oil too, a couple of dropperfuls of black walnuts, liquid black walnut oil, and that helps to cleanse, keeps your intestines clean. It helps with parasites, and so I do that. Is that everything I put in my shake? Yeah, I think so. Oh no, I do put in some grass. It's It's a vegan plant collagen. It's like, I do make sure it's vegan based collagen as well. So there you go. That's my morning shake that I have that lasts me. I take it in the morning, like around 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning, between 8 and 9. And I'm telling you, I'm not even hungry until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Then you start to kind of say, I think I could get something. And then I'm going to snack on some fruit. I'm going to eat something else and just kind of nosh a little bit. Let's see. Been in the kitchen a lot since. Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of vegan protein shake? So I use Nature Sunshine. It's called Love of Peas. Love for Peas. On my website, you'll see Nature Sunshine. And I do have, you go right to my Nature Sunshine site when you click on that. But it's Love for Peas and the yellow peas, right? And then there is one, Nature's Harvest, which is really good. I started off with Nature's Harvest until the Love for Peas came out. The Nature's Harvest has just a little sugar, but the Love for Peas is completely vegan, no sugar. And so I was like, I'm switching to that one. And so that's what I've been taking for a while. So, Tiff, next time, can you discuss crystals for us? Well, we got a couple, yeah. The quartz crystals. Thank you, Linda. Actually, the quartz crystals, the ones that reflect, attract, that light will go through, are the best crystals to have right now. Crystals. All right. Gemstones. We love gemstones too. We love gemstones. Great in healing. Right now, as we're purging, any crystals that you can get, clear quartz. There's rainbow quartz. It's so awesome. Talk about bringing in the golden rainbow light, the rainbow ray. There's rainbow quartz. Look it up. Beautiful. I have a couple. They're maybe a little bigger than this size. That I put in the windowsill. And then I have rose quartz. There's little balls. They're probably, you don't see them. They're back there. I have a couple of the rainbow quartz, but in a ball, in a sphere. And so things, crystal balls, just something that the light can go through or play with. Even the prisms, now the glass prisms, things hanging from your window. With all this increased light coming in, you want to bring the light in and let it. I have a lot of the prisms and crystals in windows everywhere, but I have a lot in my kitchen window, which faces east. So in the morning time, when the sun comes in and it hits the crystals and those hanging window, prisms, there's rainbows everywhere, and that's beautiful. That's helping to bring in all this light. And so absolutely any and every windowsill, I'd be putting clear quartz, amethyst, pretty much clear quartz and amethyst are the most powerful type of crystals to have as far as working with the light, working with that, and it's okay with the heat. Rose quartz, you gotta be careful. The rose quartz will fade in the sun, so I wouldn't put rose quartz in a windowsill. All right, and citrine is good too. Some people say that the citrine may fade, but my favorites are the clear quartz and the amethyst. Now, I like the other ones too, but as far as making sure that they're in every windowsill, it can handle that sunlight. And then before the full moon, I'm washing them off. Just make sure they don't get too dusty. Wash them off, and yeah. So let's see. Robin, I do not use artificial sugar. I have to make sugar free. Yes, I have to make sure is not artificial. Absolutely, Robin. Those attack your nervous system, the artificial sugar. And there has been a claim that it does cause, one of them that we would see in little packets in restaurants, was one of the things that caused dementia. Anyway, it affects your memory. So just thinking about it. Anyway, I'm just putting it out there that it causes a lot of issues for you. Our nervous system can't handle it. So the information's out there. We just have to research it, right? Let's see. Kimberly, does the spirit amethyst crystals really help you to astral travel? Wait a minute. What does that say? Amethyst fades too. Yeah, they can. They can. But when the sun moves, so it's not in direct sunlight for any great length of time. Now, I don't put amethyst in the south window. I would just use clear quartz. Anywhere where the sun's going to come into the window for more than 4 hours, just stick with clear quartz. All right. And so, yeah. Let's see. Is it safe to keep my crystals in a bowl of beach sand? Oh, sure. You know what beach sand is? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen beach sand magnified? It's crystals. It's a whole bunch of tiny little crystals. It's just big crystals on top of little crystals. Yeah, it's perfectly fine to do that. And let's see, does the spirit ancestors really help you? Well, yeah, I personally find it the most popular crystals, like I said, is a clear quartz, amethyst, rose quartz, and they help a lot with astral travel. But here's the thing, it's not that it does the power, it's you hold them, and it's more like a charger, so to speak. So you could hold these crystals. You call in the angels to help you with your astral travel, because you only want those for your highest and greatest in astral traveling around you. Call in the angels, and it's like an amplifier. The crystals are like amplifiers. They amplify. All right, they amp up the energy, amp up the power, and so there you go. And it's not just that; it's also the metals. Gold, copper, and silver. Yeah, are great amplifiers. I keep, well, it's right here. It's not in the sunlight. I have a copper circle, a copper plate, copper, that I put my crystals on. Amplifies that. Woo! Right. Lapis helps me astral travel. Yeah. You want the ultimate. When you get good with it, you just do it. But I'll tell you, everyone has a different experience with different ones. It has experience with different stones too. Moldavite, though, I'll tell you, for me, Moldavite, woo! Like nitrous. Nitrous oxide takes you out quickly. And so, but you want to be careful, because I know as with anywhere, you can buy bad crystals online. Just be very careful. It's hard to find genuine moldavite, and I do believe that that supply is dwindling down. So it's going to get more expensive as that supply dwindles down, because it's a meteorite that was found. So that is really powerful. There's another moonstone. Or not a moonstone. There's another, I can't think of it right now. I think I have a piece. What is this called? Not the Ascension Stone. It's also another piece of meteorite. And it almost looks like a little piece of, this is also, gosh darn it, I forgot the name of it. But that's another one that just, something seed, I think. I forget. Anyway, yeah, but moldavite every time does that to me. I have to, if I hold moldavite, thank you, Wendy, that's it. T-kite, that's it, techite. I knew Wendy would know. Yay, thanks, Wendy. Yes, which is known, I think, as the this stone, or that goes all the way back to, like, taking you back to your Christ consciousness. Anyway, the history on it is very interesting if you look it up. All right. Black obsidian and tiger eye I'm drawn to. Yes. So I always have this rule of thumb: any crystal that's going to elevate you, amplify you, hold in one hand, a grounding gemstone, hold in another. So that way, it just helps keep you balanced, right? Like, okay, I'm taking off. Woo, now I'm grounding back again, okay? So I like to do that. That's just me. And holding the crystals is like a crystal in one hand, a gemstone, a grounding gemstone in another. So there you go. And black obsidian and tiger eye, yes, very grounding and protective. So there you go. Yay! All right. I know our time. Here we go. So thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great weekend, and I love our time together. Our sitting in sacred circle again. If you're interested in my 12/12 special event next Saturday at 3 p.m. You can sign up for that on my website. To go to special events, and it's going to be 3 p.m., but it's an hour and a half. All right. And so check that out, most definitely. And yes. Woohoo. And also on that special events page, there was an 11/11 event that we did. The replay's available there. But most definitely, if you can, get into that 12/12 event. We're going to talk about specifically these 7 new rays of light that's coming into onto this earth plane starting the winter solstice on the 21st. So to help you be prepared for those days leading up to the 21st. And then we're going to have an event on the 21st too, me and several other ladies. So more coming up on that. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Maureen and Linda and Robin. If I missed, can I watch it later? Yes, Robin. Yes. Teresa, thank you so much. Wendy. Yeah, it's my granddaughter's birthday, 12/12. My goodness, Robin. That's awesome. Little star seed. We all are, but they're coming in. Woo! All right. So everyone, thank you so much for sitting in Sacred Circle with me this evening. Many blessings to each of you, and I will see you next Sunday. Same time, same place. Good night, everyone.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.